Welcome to Wildlife World, where the wild world appears more real and intense than ever. Immerse yourself in dramatic encounters, breathtaking survival moments, and discover the pristine, captivating beauty of wild nature. In the arid steppe, two forces rise: the Komodo dragon, a giant hunter, and the steel-spiked porcupine, a silent warrior. The golden sunlight covers the fateful moment as the strong and the resilient prepare to enter a battle with no way out. The confrontation exploded between the dust and sunlight. Komodo rushed to attack, but each of the porcupine's steel spikes returned like a natural weapon. Each bite, each headbutt was a mental blow, where instinct, pain, and the will to survive merged in the heart of the wild. In the suffocating chaos, every spin, charge, and bite turns into a fierce dance of survival, where strength, instinct, and will ultimately decide who stands firm in the sun-baked steppe. Taking survival scenes where every second is filled with emotions and immerses you in the intense breath of the wild. Amidst the peaceful surroundings of the lake, the giant Komodo trudged forward, but from among the barren rocks, the brown cobra slithered out, its eyes cold, its body taut as a bowstring. The two territorial rulers were about to clash. Komodo rushed forward like a storm. The snake jumped up with its hood spread out threateningly. The bite was lightning fast. The tail whipped violently, kicking up dust. Each attack was a test of strength, speed, and ultimate survival instinct. The snake tightened its grip around Komodo's neck, but the beast broke free, unleashing a terrifying blow. One bite, the snake fell, retreating in defeat. Komodo stood firm in the middle of the battlefield, a symbol of absolute power in the wild. vitality of the natural world. In the scorching heat of the savannah, Komodo paused as the wind carried a strange scent. In the distance, a giant python slithered through the golden grass, its scales glinting in the sunlight. The two giants had spotted each other, the silence before the coming storm. The python counterattacked fiercely, wrapping Komodo in a giant grip, seemingly overwhelming it. But Komodo suddenly used all its strength to bite its opponent's neck, causing the entire steppe to shake in the merciless fight. The Komodo struck a vicious first bite, but the python retaliated with a violent headbutt that shook the savannah. And when the dust settled, the two predators lay gasping for breath in the silence, exhausted from the frenzy of survival. Explore thrilling encounters, dramatic survival moments, and the raw beauty of nature. Amidst the scorched African seagrass, a fateful encounter is taking place. The secretary bird, a symbol of speed and precision, meets the king cobra, the ruler of darkness. Two predators, two worlds, entering a land where only one can survive. The snake struck like lightning, wrapping around its opponent's legs. The secretary bird spun, its wings stirring up dust, counterattacking with a deadly peck of the wild world. Here you will immerse yourself in breathtaking battles for survival, witness the power and primitive instincts of all species, and authentic moments that will take your breath away at the beauty of nature. In the middle of the sun-drenched grassland, the cobra spread its hood, its scales gleaming like raw steel. And in an instant, it charged forward like a bolt of lightning. But the peacock counterattacked swiftly, its wings flapping in the dust, turning the attack into a dance of survival in the wild. In the midday sun, 3 porcupines were grazing on dry grass. From behind a bush, a cobra slithered out, its neck bulging, its eyes sharp. It approached silently, its tongue lolling out, its muscles tense. The 3 porcupines immediately turned around, raising their sharp spines to form a defensive wall. But one of the hedgehogs did not back down. It stepped forward to face the intruder. The snake lunged, its pointed head swinging like an arcade to wildlife enthusiasts. Explore the strange battles, legendary predators, and hidden secrets of nature. On the golden grasslands, 2 predators are closing in. On one side is the porcupine, a strong natural armor. On the other side is the cobra, a ruler with a cold gaze like steel. Things are about to explode. The cobra rushed out of the grass, its speed like a bolt of lightning. The porcupine reacted instantly, raising all its sharp spines. The sound of the earth shattering rang out, the first collision between the 2 unyielding creatures. Dust flew up, and the blazing sunlight reflected off every scale and feather, creating a chaotic yet powerful scene. The golden dust flew everywhere. The 2 enemies spun around like a storm. Snakes rushed forward, birds counterattacked. Each kick and swing echoed with a dry, whistling wind. In the fiery sunset, this was no longer a match, but a test of the limits of speed, strength, and will. Neither side would back down. The snake coiled tightly in rage, but the peacock turned around, pecked accurately, and kicked like thunder. The sound of wind, dust, and flapping wings combined into a powerful song of survival. Both exhausted in the heat of the midday sun, yellow dust hanging in the air. Then suddenly, the final counterattack rang out. The peacock made its fateful peck. The snake stopped and retreated into the grass. The grassland returned to peace, leaving only the proud symbol of the survivor. journey that takes you into the heart of the wild, where life bursts forth in every moment. Get ready to witness breathtaking confrontations, dramatic battles for survival, and untouched beauty that will leave you speechless. Amidst the morning mist, two creatures stepped out from two different worlds. One, a silent assassin, the other, a thorny warrior. Not a sound, only breathing and instincts, tensing up before the fateful moment of confrontation. The snake's tight grip seemed to have restrained its opponent, but the hedgehog spun, transforming its body into a storm of spikes. The screeching, the crashing of earth, all combined into a wild and fierce music that only nature could create. Smoke cleared. The snake retreated slowly into the fading light, while the porcupine stood firm in the middle of the savannah. There were no winners, only creatures continuing their journey of survival. Another lesson from the wild. The hedgehog turned quickly, sweeping its sharp spines across its opponent, causing it to stop. The tug-of-war broke out. The snake launched a lightning strike. The porcupine responded with a turn, its spines flashing in the sunlight. After several unsuccessful attacks, the snake retreated into the shade, leaving the porcupine standing firm, its spines still erect, a testament to the courage of the little one in the wild. Light and movement merged into a violent vortex of nature. The snake squeezed in a last effort, but the porcupine counterattacked with a powerful charge. The spines pierced the bronze scales, forcing the predator to retreat. The indomitable will to survive of one who never gives up. In the middle of the sunny grassland, the porcupine stood firm, an indomitable symbol of the power to survive. its armor springing up, stopping the predator. A battle of speed and defense began. Amidst the blazing sunset, the Cobra lunged forward with a series of attacks, lightning fast in the hot wind. But the Porcupine did not retreat. It spun around and counterattacked fiercely, its sharp spine standing straight up, charging straight at its attacker. The two were entangled in a dust storm and a fierce survival instinct. From high above, the eagle swooped down like a living arrow. The wind wings whistled, dust flew up, the snake's head jumped up, fangs flashing. The two creatures collided in the blazing sunlight. In an instant, the entire space seemed to explode in a storm of instinct. The eagle spun around, unleashing a series of lightning pecks. The snake dodged, counterattacking with lightning-fast swipes. Claws clashed with fangs, dust and light intertwined. This was the moment when every breath carried the breath of survival. The snake coiled around crazily, but the porcupine turned around and counterattacked like a storm, sending a shower of thorns flashing across the forest. The sound of the collision was loud, and dust flew up. The snake struggled and lashed its tail fiercely, causing dust to fly everywhere in the forest, but the porcupine did not retreat. Each powerful butt landed, turning the match into a breathtaking confrontation until the last minute. Alive with every breath of nature. Join in the breathtaking battles, witness the fierce survival instinct, and feel the pristine, majestic beauty that you have never seen before. On the parched land under the blazing sun, two opposite creatures were preparing for their fateful moment. The majestic and cold king cobra slithered towards the small but prickly hedgehog. Both were silent, but the atmosphere was vibrating with the instinct of survival. The first attack was fired. The snake darted forward like a bolt of lightning, its body twisting in the golden dust. But the hedgehog immediately coiled itself. Under the blazing sun of the African savannah, where every creature must fight to survive, a giant king cobra glides silently through the brittle grass. Its sharp eyes scan the landscape, unaware that a lone, fearless mongoose has locked onto the intruder. Small yet determined, the mongoose creeps closer, muscles coiled like a spring, ready for a life or death challenge. The cobra rises high, hood spread wide, preparing to unleash its deadly strike. In a heartbeat, predator and challenger clash. Each snap and dodge a stunning display of instinct and precision. This is far more than a simple duel between hunter and prey. It is a vivid testament to the wild's unyielding will to survive. Nature comes alive in every frame. Let your instincts guide you into the wild world, where breathtaking battles for survival and the pure beauty of life blend into a magical symphony of nature. In the middle of the sunny grassland, the atmosphere seemed to freeze. The hedgehog stopped, listening to every beat of the wind. And then, from the shadow of the grass, a figure slithered out. The cobra. The sunlight reflected off its spread hood. The confrontation began, and nature held its breath in anticipation. The snake darted like lightning. The porcupine spun to counterattack. The sound of quills hitting scales rang crisply in the dry wind. Blow after blow. Each blow carried a primal, instinctive force. Dust. The eagle's pecks were as fast as lightning. The air shook with each strike. The snake jumped high to counterattack. Dust flew up into the sky. Both were caught in a fierce melee. The eagle stood still, panting in the middle of the sun-baked steppe, symbolizing the power and cruel laws of nature.